wasn't late. The stream was here. I just wasn't. Hi, everyone. Okay, let's scroll on up. Got a full house so far. Hi, Donna, Kimberly, Pat. Hello, hello. Beth Ann and Lisa. Hello. Shannon and Green Blazer. Hello, hello. Let's see. Joe Beth. Hi. Let's see. Hello, Ellie. Hi, Joe Beth. Let's see. There's Tyler and Bo. Hello. Let's see. Little flower with 2 petals. Yeah. So I tried to put one up here, but it seemed, and that was a white one I was trying. It would just seem too distracting. So I decided to only have them on the stream starting ones rather than the active screen. Let's see. Pat, let's see, our chat is on screen too. Yes, that's been there for a bit. Beth, hello. Tyler said, Emily late. The stream was here. I had to get some water. Hi, Tamara. Let's see, who else? Carol, hello. Barbara, hello. Amanda, hello. Let's see, did I miss Dusty? Hello, Dusty. Hi, Kimmy. All right, I don't know if I missed anyone here. I apologize if I did. Okay, so tonight we are doing something kind of fun. Look at that, my nails are short and unpainted. I'm starting over fresh. My nails were getting a little bit damaged from painting too much, so I'm giving them a break. I trimmed them down. I'm gonna regrow them and just, lots of lotion. And then just in time for the Spooktober colorathon, I have some Halloween nails planned, but we've got them basic. Let's see. I just put Emily on the big screen tonight for me. Aw, that's so nice. I'm gonna turn on the fan 1 second. I saw a polish that is breathable? Really? I'd love to know the science behind that one. That'd be interesting. Okay, so tonight we are doing something a little bit different. If anybody has been following me, oh, I'm dropping papers, has been following me on Instagram, then you know that I have been doing Inktober, but I've been doing Inktober in kind of a different way. Oh crap, now I can't even find my cards. Oh, here they are. I have been doing Inktober in a Johanna theme. You know what? We have the heater on because it is kind of cold, but it's a little warm now. So I'm gonna go turn that off. 1 sec. Hi, Mia. Knocking over my water bottle here. Give me 1 sec, chat. I'm gonna go turn on the heater. Okay. Getting the heater turned down here. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. Hi, Christina. Sounds good, Rochelle. Sounds good. Anyway, so I've been doing my Inktober Johanna theme. So these were the last couple of ones that I did. The most recent one yesterday's being pattern. We had enchanted, the word was enchanted, so I drew an enchanted door, or enchanting, or something. Anyway, swing, so I drew a swing. And then frail, I drew the butterfly. 1 second. I think I turned my fan up too high. I really should adjust all these things before stream. Okay, here we go. No more, I promise. Aw, thanks, Beth Ann. So anyway, what with how to draw coming out, it seemed fitting. Yes, Tamara, I actually yesterday was working on redrawing all these digitally so I can put them together in a little PDF download. So at the end of Inktober, I'm planning on putting together a little group with all of these in there, and they'll be like my little Johanna inspired Inktober collection. So I'm going to put those, I'm not quite sure if I'm going to do it in like one big zip file or how I'm going to do it. But I am planning on putting it together so that everyone can download them and color them. So yes, they will be available, but probably not until after Inktober is over. But anyway, so I thought that tonight we would draw a couple. I have these little sticky notes in here. We're going to take a couple different items from this book, and we are going to create something for today's theme. Now, I know, hi, Lisa. Yeah, I think I said hi to you already. I want to make sure I'm not missing anyone. So anyway, I know that there's a few different Inktober lists, but for the one that I'm following, today's word was snow. Now, normally, if I had been doing this on my own and not necessarily wanting to do everything from this book, I probably would have pulled out my Johanna's Christmas and taken some inspiration from that and just kind of, I'm grabbing it 1 second, and would have grabbed this and would have just found something in here to emulate, you know, obviously not copy it exactly, but to get an idea. Like I'll be using, there's a word coming up, ornament, so I'm going to do something inspired by one of these. But anyway, since How to Draw is coming out next week, I wanted us to do something that is snow themed, but using what we have here. So here's the idea that I came up with. We're going to draw a snowflake, but it's going to be a floral snowflake. So it'll give us a variety of different flowers and things that we're going to draw from here. But then also, this is going to be a great way to practice the, where she talks about using the tracing paper, drawing it on there, flipping it over, coloring the back, and pressing it to the paper. Now, for what I'm using tonight, you can draw it bigger if you want to, but all of my Inktobers, I have been, well, not all of them, the first couple when I was still trying to figure out how I wanted to do it, I have been using this right here. So we're going to be drawing them, the size is going to be 6 by 8. So this is just marker paper. It's got 20 pages. It's 50.5 pounds. I just got this at Hobby Lobby. But again, you could always take a piece of computer paper, and just do it that way, or you could draw yourself like a 6 by 8 box on regular computer paper. So yeah, it's 6 inches by 8 inches. You ordered which book, Rochelle? Draw Pumpkins and Bats pretty well. Rochelle, are you talking about this book? Because if you ordered this book a while ago, you're still not gonna get it, because this won't come out until next week. Or are you talking about the Christmas book? Yeah, because if so, this one, Rochelle, this book isn't out yet. There were only a few select colorists and bloggers and kind of thing that got copies of this book. So this is kind of, this is why this night's kind of special, because it's giving you some more peeks, you know, into the book and being able to use it before it's actually out in stores. So this book isn't actually available yet. I believe it's going to be available next week on, because the UK and the US, it's 2 different days. So, hi Ending. I forget exactly. I want to say Thursday's one of the days. Anyway, but that's why it's kind of fun tonight, because it's, you know, anticipation building for the book. Yeah, next week. So, UK for you. Okay, awesome. I'm going to get some more water here. So anyway, we are going to draw a floral snowflake. Now, I wanted to get my measurements figured out before I got on stream tonight. So here's what I did. So this is my piece of marker paper here. Like I said, it's 6 by 8. Okay. And what I did is, first, since I know that this page is 6 inches, I measured here and I marked at the 3-inch mark. Because when you're drawing something where you need a specific design, you need to give yourself guides. So let me make sure this is nice as in focus here. So I marked it. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. Let's move down. All right. So I marked this at the 3-inch point. Okay. On both ends. And then, okay, there we go. I need to move this book here. We'll come back to this so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Okay. So I marked where the 3-inch point was on both ends. And then all you do is you very lightly with your pencil match it up at the 3-inch ends, and then you draw your line and you should get a nice, perfectly straight line. And then for the sides, it took me a little bit to figure out because I wanted this all pretty even. So what I ended up doing for these 8-inch sides, you may need to remeasure if you're drawing it bigger, but so for what we're drawing today, it's the 6 by 8 inches, so that's what my numbers are going to be gauged for. Like I said, you may need to recalculate it if you're drawing it in a different size. Okay, so what we have here This long side is 8 inches. So what I did is I marked the 2-inch mark here and the 2-inch mark here. And then I did the same on the other side. So we have the 2-inch mark here and here. Then I drew the lines at an angle like this. Sorry, let me back up. I forgot an important point because I erased it. I also drew a horizontal line here by marking the 4-inch mark here because I needed to know where the exact middle of this paper is. So make sure that you draw your horizontal line at some point so you can mark where the exact middle is, because that's where your line's going to go through. You want it all in the exact middle. Okay? Does anybody have any questions about that? I know I kind of jumped around. I don't want it to be too confusing for everyone. That is a little bit bright. One second, I need to fix that. There we go, that's a little bit better. Okay, so does anybody have any questions about measuring out their 3 lines? No, I didn't, Tyler. Truth be told, I kind of eyeballed it. You know, I tested it because at first I tried, you know, like you could use a protractor to be sure. I have my circle maker, but I don't actually have a protractor. So you could use a protractor. First I tried like 2.5, then I tried 2 1/4, and once I got 2, I visualized it and I was like, okay, this seems like the right size. So no, I did not use a protractor. Because 2 inches seemed to work to get these different pieces of the pie, I guess, equidistant from each other. Because you want, when you are going to be drawing, because we're only going to be drawing one section, and then we're going to be copying it through. And so you want these to match up. And I'm looking like these might be a little bit wider. So we might draw 2 sections here and then turn, copy, and then turn, copy. So, like I said, you may need to recalculate for your own, but this is what I'm doing for my 6x8. And truthfully, it probably would be easier if I had like a perfect square, but this is what I've been drawing all of my Inktobers on, so this is the paper that I rolled with. All right, so what we are going to do now is we are going to pull up our first little piece that we're going to be drawing here, okay? So let's do, see, I feel like these are going to be a little bit wider, so we may draw, I want to make sure that we get this right. Sorry, I'm just speculating here. I feel like this is still a little bit wide, and I'm wondering if I should recalculate. Let's take a look. Just looking at this because I want to be able to bring it all the way around. See, this is why it's so much easier when I do it digital, when I'm trying to make a copy all the way through. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do, because originally because here's what you could do. Because we want there to be 3 on each side, what I originally calculated was that I took 8 and I divided that by 3. And it came out to 2.6, was it 2.66? I want to say, or 2.33. Yeah, 2.33 is what it came out to. Now, obviously on a ruler, each angle should be 60 degrees. Well, let me see if my circle maker can do that for me, because I don't actually have a protractor. Where did I put my circle maker? See, math is not my strong point. I struggled with math so much in school. Where is my circle maker? Maybe I need to put a protractor on my list. Especially when I'm trying to make all of these. Oh my gosh, can't find my circle maker. Where did I put it? Professional streamer, by the way, right? Where did I put that? One second. Okay, well, I can't find my circle maker, so we're gonna make do. Hi, Abby. Thanks, Green. Okay, so line is 180 divided by 3. Oh, there you go. 180 divided by 3. So let's take a look here. See, math is always fun. But this is good because we're doing it all together now, right? All right, so 180 divided by 3 equals 60. So what does that mean? Let's see. No, that's not right. All right, someone who's good at... Oh, that was directed by Christina 3. Oh, you mean you don't like my bait, Green? No, I'm kidding. Let's see. 60 degrees. Yeah, I know 60 degrees, but I only have on hand a ruler because I honestly don't know where my circle maker is. So I'm trying to calculate the inches on the side where I would mark it on the ruler. Did Pat come in? One second. Yeah, 2.66. So let's mark 2.5. Okay. I just feel like that's going to be too much, but let's try it. Let's see if it looks a little bit better than the other one I made. See, here I'm thinking, oh, I planned ahead. The cat ate it, the ruler. It's always the cat's fault. All right, we're gonna try this again and see if this looks a little bit more exact here, okay? Okay, well, it'd help if I didn't let my ruler move. Okay, hang on. Oh, did I miss Pat all the way up there? Oh, there she is. Hi, Pat. Totally missed you. Okay, let's go ahead and... see if that looks a tad bit better there. See, that doesn't look better. That's like halfway in between. Oh, I'm telling you, math was not my forte. I was hoping to have this figured out, but it's like after I looked at it, I was just like, no, this doesn't look right. 2.5 is too far. Yeah, I suppose it does over here, doesn't it? But, I mean, I can't see through it, so I don't know how much that helps me. 60 degrees. Oh, I have an idea. I have an idea, chat. Hi, Allie. We're going to be drawing from How to Draw Inky Wonderlands, if I can ever get my angles correct, because I am having a moment. Okay, here we go. Okay. I couldn't get my math right, so. Somebody reminded me that my cutting mat has angles on it. Okay. I'm probably doing this the hard way, but we'll see. Okay, so see, I was close. All right, so this is a 60-degree angle. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna erase. Please no one judge me in my math skills. Seriously, I always struggled in math in school. I'm an artist, it's abstract. All right, let's get this right. See, like I said, my goal was to have this done before you guys got here so I wouldn't be all embarrassed with my awful, awful math skills. Oh, Rochelle, I turned the gambling off. I couldn't get it to work right, and there was a few issues with it, so it's just, I went ahead and turned it off. All right. I figure it's cool, though. You guys don't come here for my math, right? You come here for the wonderful conversation and the witty humor, right? Right? Okay, yeah, that's working much better. Now it's all even. Okay. Once I'm done, I'm gonna measure the sides, see how off I was. There we go. Make sure that's right. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, let's just see how off I was. Okay, just for my own curiosity. Let's see. It should have been 2, and then to this line. So 2 plus the 2 lines here, so I guess 2.2. That's where it would have been at. Let's see if it matches in the bottom. Wait, this isn't a casino? I'm right there with you, JoBeth. I'm right there with you. Okay, well, I guess it's not the same on either end. All right, well, we've done our angles here, so we know that it works, so that is what we're doing. Okay, we've got our angles. What do you say we get to the actual drawing now, huh? Because I am all for that. All right, so like I said, we're just going to be drawing a section of it, and then I'm going to be showing you how we are going to trace it over. Emily feels better now? A little bit. And then I'm going to show you how we're going to be tracing over it to basically copy and paste this onto the paper so that we don't have to draw in every section. We're just going to be drawing in one section, okay? So what we're adding first is, let's see, I'm realizing I put my sticky notes backwards. Butterflies. Sounds good, Tamara. Okay. Now you can see I already filled in all of these butterflies here, but in the book, on this particular page, it starts out with, you have just butterfly silhouettes here, okay? The other side here shows you, let's see, can we zoom out anymore? No. Shows you how to draw the butterflies, okay? So that is what we are going to go ahead and do. So if you're wanting to get ideas for different shapes, you can always look over here. Like I said, I already filled mine in. When you get yours, this will be blank. This was something I did on my own time. Let's move this here so it's out of the way of the book. All right, so here is what we're going to do. We're going to shift this here. All right. You can't keep her. Wait a minute, I've missed something. Oh, a puppy. A puppy. Okay. All right. So let's get this nice and in focus here, and I think maybe we can turn this up just a tad. Okay. All right. Thanks, Kimmy. All right, so for step 1, I'm gonna slide this down. All right, here, we'll move it to the side so you can see. And let's see what she has to say actually at the top of the page, okay? All right, so she says, this is the page on how she does her butterflies, okay? She says, butterflies are one of my favorite things to draw and are so easy once you know a few tricks. Use the symmetry technique to make wings that are mirror image, help if I could read. Thanks, Pat. That are mirror images of each other. And don't forget to go wild with the patterns and markings. Now, we're gonna do this slightly differently, only because we're only going to be drawing half of the butterfly for now, because we're going to be copying the butterfly on the rest of these angles, okay? So we're not going to be completing this until we get the entirety of our snowflake done, okay? Friends, so for anybody coming in, we are working on Inktober / Johanna Bassford's How to Draw Inky Wonderlands, because I have been doing Inktober, doing everything Johanna Bassford inspired. So what we are creating today is a floral snowflake, that's because today's word is snow. So I'm making the snowflake, but I wanted to do it all from How to Draw Inky Wonderlands. So we're creating kind of our floral, you know, insecty kind of snowflake. So bear with me. I think it's going to turn out pretty cool in the end. We shall see. We're using 6x8 paper, so we're not using a full sheet of paper. Okay, so let's start with step 1, okay? And we are going to draw it here, on this line here, okay? So we're going to be going to the left on that line there. All right? So it says, let's make sure this is nice and in focus here. Start with a simple vertical line. This will be your line of symmetry. Next, draw a little circle for the head. So we already have our line here. And when you're drawing your lines, your angle lines, just make sure you draw really lightly so that you can erase it later, okay? All right, so we've got our vertical line, and now we're gonna start with a small circle, okay? Now I know that we're gonna be putting something here in the center of our snowflake, and I want my butterfly to be right about here. So we are going to, maybe not quite that big, maybe right about there. So we're going to want to shift this up a little bit because the butterfly is going to be up above this, okay? So we are going to start with, let's see, the body's going to be right about there. So we're going to start with our circle, which is going to be about here. Okay. Now I know I'm not, we're not normally going to be drawing this other side, but for the sake of being able to create a regular circle. Oh, is she leaving? All right, I'll see you later, Christina. Thanks for stopping by. All right, so that is step 1. We have our vertical line and we have our circle. Okay, now we're gonna move on to add an elongated teardrop shape for the body, then a skinny cigar shape for the tail. Okay, so we're gonna draw our teardrop shape. Okay. And I'm just using the Staedtler Mars Micro 0.5mm pencil. Okay, and then here's the cigar shape for the tail. Okay, just lengthen that just a tad. All right, now draw the wings. Draw a large upper wing. Okay, so when you're choosing to draw your wings, again, she's got all of these examples on the other page. Like I said, you'll just have the silhouettes, all of these lines on the inside with stuff that I added. So if you're wanting to do maybe a little bit different wing, you can use these as inspiration, okay? All right, let's go ahead and zoom back in here. Okay, so let's see. So we're gonna draw our large upper wing. If you look carefully, when you're trying to figure out where it starts and ends, she starts her upper wing right at the neck of the butterfly, and then about halfway down the body, okay? So that's what you want to do for yours so you can get your proportions correct. Okay, so let's zoom on in here. Okay, and like I said, we're only going to do half on ours, so we're going to start here, and we're going to want our wing to end about there, okay? So let's go ahead. I'm just lightly sketching it out, and you can change. See, hers goes up a little bit higher. Mine's a little bit too low. You can change the shape of your wing as you go along. Okay. So we're going to make that go up a little bit higher. Let's see. Sorry, I was out of frame. Okay. And I feel like I want to extend this out just a little bit more. So that is what we are going to do. And I'm going to erase this line here. Okay. What if I was a grasshopper body? She's got a page for insects, but I'm sure you draw it differently. Okay. All right. Now for step number 4, follow with a smaller lower wing. And you can see she starts it kind of at the lowest point of the upper wing and then ends it right here. Okay? Okay. I was like, I don't know. All right, so here's what we're gonna do now. So we're gonna draw for ours. So I'm gonna start there. Okay. And then I'm gonna add a little something extra. I think I'll add a little tail there. Okay. Maybe. Nope, I don't like the way that looks. Now I'm gonna erase it. We'll make it simple, okay? We'll just do it like that. All right, nice, simple butterfly. All right, so it says now section the wings into panels like this. This makes, I can't talk tonight. Oh my goodness, that's great. The streamer that can't talk. Now section the wings into panels. This makes adding smaller details easier. Okay, so you can see that she'll start just a little bit ways down the neck and then end about the middle of the wings there, okay? So here's what we're gonna do. Okay. I'm not drawing any hard lines, I'm just sketching out the bokeh effect background for the first time on a different pic. Ooh, awesome, Donna. That is no small feat. Okay, so there's our lines there. And then look, she's got kind of like a teardrop shape on the lower leaf. So that's what we're gonna go ahead and do here. Okay. All right, so there's that. And then for step 6, she says, add details to the wing section and antennae. Okay, so we're going to add our antenna here. She always adds that kind of loop at the end. Hello, Friday night party people! Hi, Queen. We're just working on our butterfly on our little floral snowflake because today's Inktober prompt is snow. I already did a house with snow on it, so I was like, how can I mix this up? How can I make it a little bit different? All right, and then we're gonna add details on the wing section, okay? And I mean, you could choose to do anything you want on this. So we're going to go ahead and add that there. Let's go ahead and add this here. Okay. And a little bit there. And we'll add a tad here, okay? Go. And then maybe let's add some of these just like that. Just a little design in the wings. Here we go. We'll add one more little circle there, okay? There's our little design for the butterfly, okay? All right, so now we are finished with our butterfly, okay? We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna erase this other half because we are only creating one piece of the pie here, okay? We wanna leave the rest of this empty, okay? All right, so that is our butterfly. We're not adding ink or anything yet. Ink is going to be the very last thing, but we need to add all of our other components of the snowflake before we add ink. That way we can make sure everything's in its right place. Okay, all right, so for our next piece of our snowflake here, we are going to go ahead and add a flower. So we're done with our butterflies. Okay, I'm gonna put that down. Let's zoom on out. Okay. Now let's see. I've marked off 3 different flowers here. I wanna make sure I go to the right page. Okay, here we go. All right, so this is stem flowers. Now I'm gonna do something a little bit different, okay? She's got these step-by-step instructions for these 4 flowers. But if you look over here, she has, sounds good, Kimmy. She has got a whole range of flowers for you to practice with. So you don't necessarily only have to draw these ones. She's giving you all these other ideas, which is what we're actually going to go ahead and do because I really enjoyed the look of this flower here, okay? So you're gonna draw this one along with me, okay? We'll go, we don't have her steps to follow for it, but you can break it down into pieces here to make this simpler. So this is gonna help you when you get your own book. And if you see something that she's drawn in the book going, man, I wish I could draw that, but she hasn't given us the instructions. You can make your own instructions. Okay, she's giving you the flower Now we're going to copy said flower. Okay, just like she's given us the instructions, but we're making up our own instructions. Okay, so here is what we're going to start with. Okay, we're going to do it on this line here now. Here we go. All right, so we're going to do it on this line here, and it's going to be next to the butterfly. Calla lily. Thank you, Donna. I knew it was lily something, but I wasn't sure which kind of lily it was exactly. All right, so here we go. So we know this is where our center flower, our posy, our center posy is going to be. So we want to make sure that we start it far up enough from it so that we have plenty of room for our center posy when we decide to add it, okay? All right, so we're going to start with the simple part. We're going to start with the stem because we're going to need to know where to place the flower in distance from our little center circle here, okay? So we're going to start with just a little line here at the bottom. Okay, we're just going to sketch lightly. Okay, so we've got a little open-ended, elongated rectangle here, sort of. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit more. I want to keep the calla lily in the frame too, so you can kind of see what we're doing. I get calla lily mixed up with canna lily. There you go. Okay, so we've got our stem here. Okay, and then what we have is, you can see here, she's got a little kind of circle, half circle thing. So we're going to draw that. Okay. You could always make your stem smaller if you want to, but one thing to keep in mind is that you're going to be inking this, so you may not get as fine point as you would a pencil. So I think that this thickness of it will work just fine. Okay. Now what we're going to go ahead and do, now I'm drawing the whole thing. We can always erase 1/2 just because sometimes it's hard to draw the whole half. You know what I mean? Okay, so now we've got kind of a U shape, sort of. So that is what we're going to go ahead and add next. Okay, so far we've got our stem, sort of incomplete circle here, okay? So we're going to go ahead, because it kind of fans out a little bit. Okay. All right. Think of it like a goblet of sorts. All right. Like I said, it's not going to look exactly like hers. The whole point is to kind of look at hers and then emulate it. All right. Now we're going to draw kind of a half circle here where it cuts down. Okay. Then we're going to bring this up to a point. Just like so. Okay. So it'll end up looking a little bit like this. All right. And then we're gonna have this little thing right here. Okay, we're gonna add that. Okay, now at this point you can do one of two things. Now you see that she doesn't have exactly parallel leaves coming off of it. So you could always leave it just like this and add the leaves once you have the rest of the snowflake on if you wanted, you know, non-parallel leaves. We're gonna go ahead and just stick with parallel leaves today, just to keep rolling with the whole symmetry thing, okay? So we're gonna add one leaf here, curve it around, and another one here. Okay, so that when we're done, it'll have the same kind of leaves on the other side. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and erase this half, because we are only going to be drawing this 1/2. Okay. All right. Now let's go ahead and move it out. All right. Let's see. Next. Let's see, is there any more on this page that I was going to do? Let's see. Let me double check that I wasn't doing any other flowers on this page. Not that one, and that's the posy. Okay, yes. I did choose one, so this one here. That's the other one we're gonna do. And we're gonna do that above the butterfly, okay? So here's what we're gonna go ahead and do. Again, we're gonna do the same kind of thing that we did with Calla Lily. We're just looking at what she drew and we're breaking it down to its simplest forms, okay? Hi, Chai, welcome. I know, we just had one stream on Wednesday and then we had this one. So we've only had 2 streams this week. I had to cancel Mondays. I wish this webcam have the capability of zooming in more. Oh well. Okay. Now, normally if I was doing this on a square, we'd actually have more room to deal with here. But we don't. So we're going to make this work, all right? Okay, so like we did over here, we're going to start with our stem first, okay? Now, we're going to want to fit in this whole thing, so you've got to try and gauge how much space you actually have, okay? So we're going to start with a stem like so. I'm not going to go too far up, okay? Now, not on the stem, but just above it, we're going to draw a circle. We want to leave room for some petals, and we may not do all 3 flowers. We're going to see how this pans out here, okay? So we're going to start with petal here, petal here. What the heck? Let's add 5 petals, okay? There we go. It's not the exact same petals that she did, but the whole point of this book is to teach you the easy steps for it to draw. So if you're more comfortable drawing a slightly different petaled flower, then that's okay. She just wants to, you know, share her drawing knowledge and give you the chance to maybe try something you haven't tried before. Okay, so we've drawn a little bit more stem. Let's see, can everybody see that okay? Let's go ahead and keep that in focus. And let's brighten this up just a tad, shall we? There we go. There we go. All right, so we've drawn a bit more stem. Now above that, we're gonna draw another circle. Okay. And make some more petals here. Okay, I'm just doing 5 simple petals. A little bit more stem. Circle here. Okay. 3 flowers, or 5 petals. And then she's got a little bit of stem sticking out here, so we're gonna go ahead and add that. Okay. Now we're gonna go ahead and add our leaf. She's got these leaves at the bottom. Sounds good, Pat. Thanks for the lurk. Okay. Kitty cat's snoring again. All right, and there we go. So when we're done, we'll have this same leaf on the other side, okay? Now we're gonna go ahead and erase this side. Okay. All right, because we're just drawing one section, okay? All right, so that's it for this page for the stem flowers. Pat's hunting rabbits. Guessing I missed a story. Okay, then we're gonna move on to, let's see, there is a bloom here, okay? All right. So we are going to be drawing, let's move that, there we go, this flower here, okay? There we go. All right, and it's gonna go above our calla lily. Oh, gotcha, Abby. Okay, so we want to make sure that we have enough room for these little fronds here and the petals included. So we're obviously not going to put the circle right on top. I'll have to rewatch from the start. My oldest son and my daughter-in-law came over, so I had to visit. Sounds good, Chai. No worries. We want to leave enough space here so that we can draw our petals, okay? So we're going to add our circle right about here. Okay? All right. And then, keeping in mind that we've got this line to work with here. Okay, we're gonna add our little fronds here, okay? I'm sure there's another wing for, but fronds is the only thing that came to mind for me. And I know it seems like it's pretty, you know, the lines are pretty sketchy now, but it's all gonna even out once we start adding everything, okay? All right, so now because we want this to all fit here, and we're only doing half and half. We're going to start with kind of a symmetrical petal here. Okay, we're going to add one there. We're going to add one there. Okay, we're going to turn this. Okay, and you know what, I need to turn it like this. Sorry, chat. Okay. It'll all come together once we start putting the pieces together. Think of it as a puzzle you've got to piece together, you know? It may look a mess now, but once we get it all on here, it'll all work. All right, now she has details added to these, and we're gonna wait on those details until we get the full flowers in, okay? All right, so that's the flower that we're adding there, okay? And now what we're gonna go ahead and do, let's see, where do we wanna add this? We're gonna add it here, okay? So we're gonna get away from our flowers page here, and we're gonna move on over to our bugs, okay? So for our bugs, she says, I love hiding little surprises like ladybugs and dragonflies in my drawings. Practice these inky insects on some paper, then hide them in your pictures. Wow, that's really bright, isn't it? Okay, it's gonna darken up. There we go. All right, so what we're gonna be doing is this little bug here, okay? And we're gonna add him right about here, I think. The wings were a little bit bigger than I anticipated. Do we wanna add that one, or do we wanna do the dragonfly? Decisions, decisions. Or we could do the beetle. Yeah, you know what? Let's do the beetle. Okay. You like dragonflies? Well, I'm trying to think of what's going to balance most so that it will resemble most like a snowflake. You know what I mean? I'm wondering. Yeah, I think that'll be too much. So we could put the beetle like right here. I'm thinking I made these butterfly wings just a little bit too big. Okay, chat. We need to change up these butterfly wings just a tad here. We need to make them a tad smaller. Okay. There we go. All right, and this is gonna go here. So let's erase this. Okay, this needs to go. Okay, and this is gonna go here, and then we're gonna readjust the designs. But I think for this to work, that butterfly was just a little too big. So we're gonna have to make some adjustments here. Okay. There we go. All right. Yeah, that works a little bit better. Okay, so now what we're gonna go ahead and do, we're still gonna do the beetle, because I think, thanks Rochelle, I'm assuming you're talking about this. It'll come together, it'll come together. If it comes together how I think it will, I think we'll be okay. I hope. Hope. All right. So here we have, got the central line, or so, you know, start by sketching the central line, then build your bug around it. So we can go ahead and do a small little central line here because he's going to go right about here. Okay, here, let's move this up so you can see. And shift this over just a tad. Trick is getting it all in here in frame, but also close enough so you can see what we're doing. Oh, it does! Yes, Crystal! So this is a Derwent electric eraser. Chai, that is because we have 6 sections here. We are only drawing one section. Then we're going to be tracing this over, and we're going to be pressing it to the other side so that we only have to draw one section so that everything is even, and so eventually our goal is to end up with a floral snowflake. So this is how to do it, but only draw one section. Then we'll copy and paste physically, you know, Control Z, Control V, right? But we're going to do it by hand in each section so that it'll come out to look like a floral snowflake, because today's prompt word for Inktober was snow. But I've already done a snowy page, and I wanted to do everything from how to draw Inky Wonderlands. So we're mixing it up a little bit. Okay. So eventually everything won't be half. All right, so we got our little central line here. All right. So we're going to start with this because this is step one. So we've got kind of this oblong shape here. Okay. Might be a little bit too big. Yeah, but it's super handy when you're doing detailed stuff because I tend to be, this is too bright. I tend to be a little all thumbs when it comes to erasing. This helps me not be so thumby. Okay, let's make sure this is in focus here. Here we go. All right, can everyone see okay? Trying to find the right balance of light here. Okay, so we're gonna make this just a tad smaller, okay? But I think this copy and paste technique could maybe be a little bit confusing if you've never done it before. So this will be a good way to kind of go through it. All right, let's see. Looks like it's got a little bit more of a bulbous body here. So we're gonna redraw the shape of that here. See, and this is why it's always good to do things in pencil first, because you can adjust as you go along. Okay, then we've got its little head here. I drew a little bit flatter because I want to make sure that this part of the body is longer than the head there. So then she's got these lines here. I'm going to erase these inner lines so it doesn't become too messy. Here we go. Okay. Now I know it's down a little bit, but I'm trying to make it so that you guys can still see what's up here and what's down here, you know? All right, so we've got some lines here for eyes, there and there. Okay. Then we're gonna add some circles here. Okay. Ah, I shouldn't be popping my knuckles on stream. I apologize, everyone. I do it without thinking sometimes. All right. And we've got some little legs here. And yeah, I'm adjusting his legs a little bit so he doesn't run into the butterfly there. I don't really want them to overlap. Okay. And he's got little antennae here too. Okay, now, do I like that? Do I? Yeah, we're gonna roll with it. Maybe he's just pregnant. It could be. It could be. All right. So now we've got all of our main figures in. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add in a few of our own extra little details. Now we have one more page, the posy, but we're going to get to that last. That's going to go right here in the middle, okay? So now what we want to do is we're going to add in a few little extra leaves, a few little flowers to give it a little bit something more, okay? So we're going to move this. Okay, we're going to move this out of the way here. All right, so we're going to add, oops, I broke my lid. All right, we're gonna add a few little flowers here, okay? Just simple little 5-petal flowers, okay? Remember, this line isn't gonna be here either. Okay, there we go, that line's not gonna be there. All right, and then we're gonna add some leaves down here. And you can feel free to choose, you know, depending on the wings you choose, the bug you choose, you can always add something a little bit different, okay? We are going to, let's see, do I want to add something there? I feel like I should. We're going to add, we're going to add a little flower here. Okay. I think so, yeah. All right. We're going to leave with that. We can always erase them if we don't like it. Yeah, male seahorses give birth. They deposit the eggs into the pouch. Yeah, what Donna said. Okay, so here is what we have, chat. We've got our little section of our floral snowflake. Okay, so now here's our next step. We're gonna grab our paper here. This is the, you can use tracing paper if you want. This is the Daler and Rowney A4 layout paper. Okay. Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, because I don't need this whole piece of paper. So. We only need about 1/4 of it. I like this paper, so I try not to use more than I need to. I mean, I can get quite a few tracings out of just one sheet of paper. So I don't want to waste it. And it would help if I could tear correctly. Oh well, that's good enough. All right, so I need to grab, give me 1 second. See if I've got it right here. My drawer here, no, I might have moved it. 1 second. This will work. Okay. Now, if you have a light box, you can use light box. Yeah, layout paper is very similar. All right, so we're gonna zoom in here. Everybody see that? When I press it down, you'll be able to see it a little bit better. Okay, so let's focus this first. Okay. It is, here Donna, so tracing paper versus layout paper. Tracing paper tends to be a little bit thinner, so if you're going to be running your pencil along the back, you may want to use layout paper just because it's not quite as flimsy. Okay, so this is tracing paper. This is layout paper. So you can see how clear that is here versus layout paper. See what I'm saying? So there's definitely a difference. Tracing paper doesn't tend to hold up quite as well. So yeah, I prefer the layout paper. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Now, there's a couple things you can do. If you are worried about the paper moving while you're doing this, you can very carefully, I emphasize very, tape it to the paper. Now I just have some masking tape here. I would recommend, looks like the cat sat on this one. I need some different paper, or different tape. 1 second. I'm gonna grab my other little white tape here. That'll work a little bit better. Just a tad. 1 second. If I can find it, I swear I am the most disorganized person on the planet. Please tell me there is someone on this earth more disorganized than me. Never mind that I've got everything over here in the corner, and yet I cannot seem to keep track of a single thing. I had this little roll of tape that I was using, and then at some point I set it down in some place that I did not intend to. Never to be seen again. Oh, I found it! Yay! It's the little things, right? Okay, I have this little roll of tape here. It's like artist tape, but it's small, so I don't have to worry about it sticking or ripping the paper. Yeah, tracing paper will be just fine, Donna. Tracing paper is just fine. Because this is what you're going to be using it for. Alright, so I'm going to grab my tiny little roll of tape here. Okay, I think washi tape would rip the paper. I haven't used it too much, but most of the time, like not like a painter's tape, but like an artist tape would work best, I think. Okay. All right, now, first things first, we are going to add a small outline for this. Actually, no, we're going to do that on the other side. I take it back. We're going to erase this, okay? Because we're going to add that line on the other side and we flip it over so we know where to color it on. Okay, so this is where you go ahead and you're going to trace over. Now, I'm actually not going to use the mechanical pencil for this. I am going to use my, where is it? That's HB, that's 4B. Those are the Faber-Castells. Okay, so I have this pencil here. This is one Johanna sent me. This is the Staedtler 2B. Now, I want to use a pencil lead that is going to press well. I'm going to use my 4B. Okay. Grab my sharpener. Oh my goodness, what is wrong with me? Oh, it's right there. Okay. Sounds like a coffee pot, but when I look, it stops. If you dab it on your pants, it isn't sticky. Oh, okay, there you go. Oh, is there a mouse in someone's house? Oh, we have a mystery sound at Abby's house. Okay, okay. All right, and then I'm gonna sharpen this one too. All right, so we have these two pencils here, okay? So this here that I'm going to be using is the Faber-Castell 4B. And then I'm going to be using the Staedtler Norris 2B as well, okay? So now we've got our layer paper. We can see our drawing through it. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. Can everybody see that okay? What's most important when you do it is that you can see it, okay? You'll see it kind of come to life here on the paper as soon as we get the drawing done, okay? Now you want to make sure that you're not going too lightly on here because the idea is you're going to be pressing this graphite to the other side, okay? Now I know this seems time consuming, but this is kind of the idea that I had in mind to try today. So there's going to be a lot simpler things to do when her book comes out. This was just what I wanted to try today. There's nowhere in her book that says this is how you create a floral snowflake. I just had this idea in mind for a floral snowflake since today's Inktober prompt was snow. You know me, I like to think outside the box a little bit, right? Okay, so there's that stem there. Now we're gonna do our butterfly. I thought about like going down the list and just finding something simpler to do just for the stream, but I was like, nah, you guys can handle it. See, and if you're having a hard time with that, that's why you have to set challenges for yourself. Because I knew that with the prompt, you know, with the Inktober prompts, it wasn't going to be cut and dry. Oh yeah, I can draw. Like the swing one was super easy. I just draw, you know, a swing in the Johanna style, you know. But there's going to be some coming up that I'm going to have to really think about to see if I could figure it out. Just because they're all not all going to be cut and dry. Like there's one that's ash. Now, normally I would do a dragon, but the word before that is dragon. So it's like, oh crap, what do I do? You know, so I'm just going to have to think like, let's look at some of what some of the prompts are. Let's take a look here. Okay, so overgrown, I can do legend. Not about drawing Johanna. That would seem fitting. Wild, ornament, misfit, sling, tread, treasure will be easy enough. Ghost, ancient, dizzy, tasty will be fine. Dark, coat, ride, injured, catch, and ripe. So a few of these are going to be easier, but I'm definitely going to have to get creative with some of these to be sure. Sorry, I get quiet when I'm concentrating. I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing any lines here. Okay. Now we're going to do them kind of going in order, well, sort of in order that we drew them, but I'm going to draw our base first and then I'll do the bug here in a second. I know it's still kind of like a sketchy kind of thing, but that's okay. It'll work. And actually, I have these leaves here. Might lower them a little bit and then I'll readjust the original leaves. I'm gonna lower those. Okay, then we've got a flower here. Covers up some of it. So tired, Emily. Sorry, I'll have to catch the rest of the day. Good night, everyone. Love you, doll. Have a good night, Rochelle. Are you making a face while concentrating? My tongue may or may not be sticking out. Are you truly concentrating if you aren't making a funny face? I don't know. I'm so close to the sheet of paper. I'm amazed I'm not like in frame with either of these. I suppose that just means I've angled my camera well. There we go. Thanks, Kimmy. Now, let's see. Do I want to shift this bug over? I kind of feel like I do want to shift him over. So So here's what we're gonna do. Just because I want the bug in a slightly different spot, we're gonna put him right here. It's not gonna affect how it all lines up. I'm just gonna have to reposition this bug on the original. So, you know, don't be afraid to make changes as you go along. Change your mind. Decide that maybe something looks a little bit better a certain way. There's our little bug. Changing your mind. Yep, exactly. Okay, let's see. Did I miss anything? I think that's everything. All right, now here comes the fun part. All right, so we've gotten our little thing here. We'll readjust this original triangle when we need to. Now we're gonna turn this over. First things first, we're gonna line it back up with this because we want to make sure we get this triangle in here, okay? I want to make sure it's all going to line up. We're going to give ourselves, okay, kind of a guide here. And in fact, we're not going to use pencil on that. We're going to grab our, where am I? There we are. Okay, we're just going to grab our 0.5 here. Okay. All right, so we're going to line this up. Okay, how it should be. Make sure all of our lines are correct. Okay. Because in a little bit, we're going to be covering this. Actually, you know, here we're going to do. We're going to be covering this with pencil, and we want to make sure that we can still see where it needs to be, okay? Giving ourselves a little guide here. See, we'll be able to see that right there. So we'll know to match that up like so. Well, that's not quite right. See, I think maybe I should have just drawn a dot. Dot might be better. Okay, let's do this here. Don't you love it when you suggest something and then when you do it, it's like, oh, okay, that didn't work. Awesome. Hang tight. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So, that's what we're gonna do now. We're going to fold this tape over here. Normally, this wouldn't be an issue, making sure that it lines up, but the fact of the matter is we're going to be coloring over the back of this numerous times. Normally, if it's just once, you don't have to worry too much about matching it up. Wait a minute. Why does it, oh, okay. I was like, why is that not fitting? And it's because I didn't have it lined up right. Okay. So, I'm going to line it up. So you can see through here, I'm trying to line it up with the other drawing, okay? So we've got the stem there. Okay, and we'll make allowances for if it doesn't fit exactly. You can always redraw it just a tad, okay? To make things fit better. See, this is the hard part, is matching everything up. Okay, I have a feeling this is going to be off just slightly, but we'll make it work, okay? So now what we're going to do, I'm almost afraid to move it, but I got to get this down in frame here. All right, Now we're gonna grab our other pencil. Here's just a 2B. We're gonna do it on the side, okay? And we are just coloring on the side here. You can tape it down if you need to, but you wanna be careful not to shift the paper at all, okay? When you're doing a multiple shape like this, where we're doing all the triangles, it can get a little complicated. I know my hand's shaking, but it's because I'm pressing down on this really hard because I really, really, really don't want it to move. And expect to get some graphite on your hands because that's gonna happen. Okay. Oh gosh, should I get my hair in it? Sorry, Donna. I look super close. Okay. I know it's light, but if you take a look, now we've got an imprint, okay? So now we're gonna take it over here, and we may need to do another one for the flip here. So it's gonna be a lot harder to line this up now, just because it's harder to see, but we have that dot there and this here. So hopefully this should, gosh, is this even gonna work? Just bear with me here, people. So there is the risk that I might have gone too high with that. It's all right. It's all right. We can make this work. Let's see. This side's gonna have the butterfly, so it'll end up looking like this. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and retrace this right now so that I can match things up. Basically, pressing it is just giving you the guideline that you need to retrace. And it's not in frame, I apologize. I'm telling you, Don, I get intense. Like, I don't realize that I'm in it just because I'm concentrating so hard on... Time is it anyway? 9:51? Well, gosh, this is taking longer than I anticipated. I don't use a pencil when I'm transferring. I use the edge of a nickel or a rounded side of something you could still see through. It's not a bad idea. See, I tried using something else, but I couldn't get it to work. I like the looks of that pencil you're using. Yeah, it's nice. It's one of the ones that Johanna sent. Well, I have a sneaking suspicion I am not going to be able to finish transferring all these images. Tonight. Well, at least not on stream. I don't know, I suppose I keep going because I'm planning on finishing this tonight. And I apologize if I'm mumbling. Like I said, I get concentrating and I just sort of dive into my little world here. You know what I mean? Okay. Oh, green blazer. I didn't think about that. That's a really good idea. That's a really good idea. I like that a lot. See how well I can erase this. I'm pressing it onto here. Of course, the eraser seems to be doing the job, doesn't it? least gonna finish tracing this so I can match this up correctly here. See, this top one was off just a little bit, but oh well. We'll make it work. You can always make adjustments later when you go in. Okay. All right. So let's take this side here. I'm gonna erase this a little bit more. I tune out the world, and I do if I try to get my attention to jump. I know, right? Other than pencil before you mentioned, thought about a marble or a dried out marker tip. Oh, that could work. Oh, marble. That's interesting. So this is why a lot of times when I do these kind of designs, I just opt for digital because it's so much easier. Is that bad? Is that cheating? I don't know. Yeah, see, I did. This is a little bit. So we're going to have to make some adjustments here with this flower. Because it is a little bit too long for this edge. So we may need to lower this flower just a tad. I should have drawn both ends on this side so I wouldn't go over. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab this tape. It's not cheating, it's innovation. I know, right? Well, I wasn't even sure if my idea was going to work, so truth be told, I know I usually kind of wing it, but I definitely planned, I kind of sketched out the idea on this one tonight. Super rough, but I did it on my iPad because I wanted to make sure it worked. See, super rough sketch. But this is the idea, right? Because I did it like, where'd I go? I had another sheet where I did it another way first, but then I realized that I had too many edges on it. But yeah, that's the idea. See, I even like divided it so I knew where I wanted to dry it and stuff. Draw it, not dry it. But we're gonna have to change this one again. You know, that eraser worked really well, so I'm actually just gonna try the eraser on this. The trick is not ripping your paper though when you're using the eraser. Because it worked really well pressing it on the other side. There you go, my head. There you go. Well, that didn't work. Well, let's try the blender pencil. Oh, Donna, because you can see. Yeah. See? That's what it's supposed to look like. This is a really rough sketch that I just quickly did on Amaziagraph because it has the best program for me to adjust how many sections I have for it. Let's see, where is my Karanda Ash blender? That would be a good one for it because it's not going to rip the paper. Let's see. Got to find the correct blender pencil. Ah, perfect, here it is. All right, let's try this blender pencil here. Yeah, because I can get the adequate pressure that I want as well. So it's a good idea, Green. Thank you. Well, I guess we'll see if it works. Because also, the more you press it, you know, you're lifting more of that pigment off. So there's also the chance, depending on how many times you transfer it, that you'll need to redraw it on the other side, you know? Ha! You're a genius, Green. A genius. Genius. Look at that. Look at that. Green's a genius. Well, that worked way better. All right, so then the next question is, because this is gonna go like this, and then this one will go like this. So I'm gonna have to retrace it on the other side. But let's go ahead and line this one up now because we know that it's gonna go about now. See, it needs to go over that. So yeah, it's gonna fit right about there. Hooray for green! I know, right? 100 pencils. There you go. Yeah, green's a boy, I believe. All right, here we go. Yeah, that was a great idea, green. I've been struggling with that because that's how I did the pattern thing, is that I had to re-scribble, and so I was like, gosh, how am I gonna line this up, you know? All right, here we go. Yay! It worked! Look at that! Awesome! Awesome, awesome, awesome. We'll definitely have to adjust this flower, though, to make it fit for that. See, it's coming together now. I don't know if you can see here. There, see? Our little bugs. Gosh, that blender pencil was genius, green. Genius. You should market that. If you're using it multiple times, just use your colorless blender pencil. Okay. Now what we need to do is, I'm gonna grab another piece here because we need to do it the other direction. Other than a hat wrap. So random. Okay. So we need to flip this the other way. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna finish. Yeah, see, I'm just gonna stay up till this is finished. I mean, give green some pencil points. Oh yeah, there we go. We'll give green some pencil points. Let's see, let's flip this over. Let's see, loyalty. Okay, green blazer has 476. Now you're going to have 676. 200 points for green. There we go. Yay! I think I'm just gonna stay up till it's finished because I would stay up and finish this anyway. I mean, it's Friday, so I can stay up late. So viewership may drop, you know, after 10:30, but I want to finish this. Dang it! I want to finish it. Bound and determined. This will get finished. So I'm retracing this because I'm going to need to trace this one on a new sheet of paper because I've got to have it the other direction. Green. See, now you'd have to have something that's soft like this one too, because like the Prismacolor blender pencil would not work for this because it's too scratchy. And I think, I mean, maybe if you were careful, but I think there'd be a chance that you could rip the paper if you use the Prismacolor one. Late? I know, right? It's only 8 here. There you go. Alright, see, that's coming together now. It's coming together, right? We'll still need to adjust this little bug over here, but I think it'll be okay. Alright, let's fix this while I'm at it. We may not need to retrace over this too much before we add our ink. Like I said, we still need to adjust the flower. We may need to make the calla lily just a tad shorter. But the idea is most of this will be down. Yeah, it is perfect, the crown dash, yeah. Okay, so that's gonna go there. This is gonna go here. Okay. Here we go. down some tape here just while I trace this. Be careful not to put your tape over the pencil because it does lift the pencil up off. Learned that the hard way. Okay. My music's pretty quiet. I don't know if anybody can hear it. I'm going to turn it up just a tad. All right, I'm going to get a drink of water, and then we're going to do these last two sections. God, can you imagine if we did like a 24-hour stream? That would be so intense. I don't think I could do 24 hours of drawing. I don't think my kids would let me do. So does graphite paper lines erase well? I haven't had any problem erasing them, especially if you're using like one of these erasers. It's super handy. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and do this. I'll say it's one nice thing about not having a face cam is that I don't have to worry about the faces that I'm making. Because when I get going with this, especially when I'm as close as I am, definitely get my concentration face going. Or I'm just like staring intently at it. Okay. Have a good night, Lisa. Oh, graphite paper lines. Oh, gotcha. I don't think, if I remember correctly, I don't think they erase quite as well. I would do a test on the paper that you have. Yes, I used graphite paper as well, but, yeah, I totally forgot about that. Yeah, I would test it out. You know, and they're not all going to be exactly the same either. I mean, I'm not a computer infallible, but the idea is they'll be mostly the same, you know? I grew up on the West Coast, so yeah, I'm used to your time zones. So how many people, I know everybody's from all over the place, but how many people are in that cold front right now? We actually had out like our snow coats today just because it was so cold. It was wet and rainy and windy, which is fine. I enjoy that weather, but it was just like weird because yesterday it was like in the high 80s. And then today it's like, oh yeah, we're in the mid 40s. It's like, oh, okay. We actually turned on our heater today. The kids were like, what? Are you gonna make this into something we can color? Yes, Chai. So the plan is I have been doing all of my Inktobers in Johanna themes. So this one was for pattern. This was for Enchanted. This was for Frail. This was for Swing. I have some others. They're on my Instagram, or yeah, on my Instagram. But my idea is I'm going to put all these together. I haven't decided if I'm going to do like one big PDF file or a zip file or individual ones. But yes, when Inktober is all over, I've already redrawn all of these digitally. I am going to put them together for a free coloring download. I would not even consider like trying to sell them or anything because I feel like that'd be pretty shady considering I got, you know, the ideas and the drawings are essentially Johanna's, you know what I mean? I feel like that wouldn't be right. But I have no qualms with giving them away for free. Plus, it'd just be exciting to see them colored, you know? Of course. I love you guys. I want to share. My mother was good at teaching me to share. 78 here right now. Well, where are you at, Abby, if you don't mind my asking? Yeah, because it's like 50s outside. Like I said, we actually turned on the heater today. It was like, whoa. It's October. It's still be hot down here. Okay, and then we just need to add the little bug. I will say the more I redraw this guy, the more his lines become less perfect. It's freezing here? Oh, I believe it, Mia. Florida? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Upper 60s here. All right. Did I get everything? Let's see, was there? Oh, I did not. There should be a little flower here. Oh no, I guess it flips over on that side. Okay, well we can always add more flowers if we want to. Okay. So now we're gonna flip this over. Like so. Okay, like I said, it's not going to be perfect, but we can make the adjustments once everything's down. Okay. Then we'll use Green's idea. My mother likes to draw and been under some work stress, so I told her to go get some paper and pencil and some soothing music and just draw. Oh, yeah, most definitely, Chai. Most definitely. Tell her to come hang out here. We got soothing music and drawing. So what's everybody watching right now? If you're watching any shows or movies or anything. I'm going through the entirety of the Grey's Anatomy series. I hadn't ever actually watched it all the way through before. So I figured, why not? Everybody seems to talk about it, and it's been around for ages, you know? Okay, there we go. Like I said, we're going to make adjustments as we go along. Oh, this is turning out pretty. Look at that. Yeah, this is going to turn out real cool. All right, one last one over here, and then we will make our adjustments, or little adjustments here and there, okay? So let's get that there. That one there. Just there. Okay, that's good enough. Ooh, ooh, there we go. All right, good enough. Taped it to the thing. Okay. Baseball game at the moment, but in general, I'm watching The Walking Dead. One of the main reasons I watch TV at all. I can't do zombies, man. I can't do post-apocalyptic. Gives me nightmares. Thanks, Donna. Maybe it's like satire, but no, I can't watch any of that stuff. I'm definitely more romantic drama, romantic comedy if I'm in the mood. I'm definitely more drama, or Doctor Who. Doctor Who, most definitely. Star Trek. I like sci-fi. I do like sci-fi. I enjoy sci-fi. Woohoo! Man, Green, you saved me with that blender pencil idea. That was genius. 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 Usually watch Hallmark, but Fridays and Saturday are live PD. What's live PD? Okay, now we need to make adjustments for this flower. And I think what we can do is honestly just draw it smaller. So what we're going to go ahead and do, there's only 3 of this flower. So we're going to go ahead and erase this flower here. Okay, and this flower here. Okay. This flower here. And there. And rather than getting it to fit on here, we're going to redraw the flower here, and then we're just going to trace it all the way around. And look at that. See, this is off a little bit, but that's okay. We're going to redraw that, and we're going to fix it. Oh, live police department. Okay. Doctor Who, old. I forgot about that show. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. The older stuff too, but the newer stuff. David Tennant was probably my favorite Doctor. This was a topic of conversation when we first started this stream. Live PD is where police officers and deputies and state troopers have cameramen ride along. Oh, interesting. Interesting, interesting. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and grab our mechanical pencil for this one, okay? So let's fix this. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to draw that flower again, but we're just going to do it a little bit smaller, okay? So let's get these little fronds that were here. That's not even, is it? If I'm going to have 4 on that side, I need to have 4 on that side. Have I seen Traveler? I want to say I've heard of it. Which, is it on a streaming platform or is it on TV? Zoom in a little bit. Oh, most definitely. Hi, Katara! Welcome, welcome. Alright, so we're just going to make this flower just a tad smaller. It's basically the same flower. We're just making it smaller. I'm still not sure how I feel about, who is it, Jodie Smith, the female Doctor. Only because I felt like, and don't get me wrong, there are a lot of platforms that need to be discussed. But I felt like Doctor Who last season had a little bit too much of an agenda. You know, sometimes I kind of just want to watch the show and just have fun with the silly aliens that are on there and not necessarily be reminded of everything that's going on. I don't know, maybe that's me putting my head in the sand, I suppose, but I just felt like a lot of episodes were very pointed, you know? I know a lot of the other Doctor Who episodes were also, but I suppose it was a tad more subtle. You know, kind of made you think a little bit, but I suppose when you're as popular as Doctor Who, it'd be a waste not to make use of the platform that you're given, I suppose, you know? Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about her. All right, so we're gonna grab this little piece here. I don't know, does that make me selfish that I get bothered by how pointed the issues were? I don't know, I guess suppose when I turn on the, if I don't know. Like we don't, you know, obviously I don't want to discuss politics or anything on here, but like I said, sometimes I just want to turn on the TV and forget about all the troubles of the world, not necessarily be reminded of them, you know? I don't know, that probably just makes me selfish. I apologize. It's future people travel to people who is about to die and doing submissions. You might like it. Oh, okay, I'll have to look it up. And it's called Traveler? Okay, cool. I do like time travel. Alright, so I'm retracing this new smaller flower that I made. And then we're just going to press it to where it needs to go over here. Okay. So let's see. Little stubby ones here. So I'm going to go here. There we go. That's better. Stopped watching TV in 2009. There you go. All right. So now we're using Green's brilliant idea of using a colorless blender pencil. Because that was genius. Look at that. Oh, and I didn't even show you. I'm sorry. But seriously, look at that. Genius. Genius, genius. No, not selfish. Everyone thinks the shows are poorly written. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm just... And part of it is, too, it's just like, how can you beat David Tennant? You know, it's a lot to live up to. I'm still sad that he's not on the show anymore. Ta-da! Okay, cool. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna use our mechanical pencil and we're gonna refine everything. And then lastly, we'll add our posy in the middle. We'll add our posy in the middle, and then we're gonna ink over everything, okay? I'm gonna get a drink of water. And I didn't normally I'd be wrapping it up in like 20 minutes, but I'm just gonna keep going. I wanna finish this tonight. He really did, Katara. He really did. And I know I've said it on the stream probably multiple times, but that last scene that he has where he just goes, I don't wanna go. I'm just like, oh, you're killing me. Okay, so now we can set these other pencils aside here. And we are gonna fine tune this a little bit now. Tom Baker, yes, Tom Baker's great. You know what's funny though? When I first saw Tom Baker in something, it was, you know, I didn't watch a whole lot of TV. I didn't, you know much about shows when I was a kid. We didn't have cable or anything. And so one of the very first things I ever saw Tom Baker in, because Tom Baker's the one with the scarf, right? I want to make sure I'm remembering it correctly. Pretty sure it's Tom Baker. He's got the curly hair. If you hadn't had your tongue sticking out so much, you wouldn't be so thirsty. I know, right, Donna? Seriously. I don't know if anybody ever watched any of the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe series. I want to say the BBC did them a long time ago. Anyway, in The Silver Chair, Tom Baker played Puddleglum. You can probably IMDb it. If you look up The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and The Silver Chair, they'll be the most recent version, but there should be an older version of it. And if you look it up, he played a character called Puddleglum. And he was this, you know, kind of woe is me, kind of warty little character. He was the comic relief, basically. Anyway, so it wasn't until later in my adulthood when I actually got to know Doctor Who, and I was just like, oh, that's who that is. That's why he's so famous, kind of thing, you know? You could probably look it up on IMDb just under Tom Baker and just look down for something shot, you know, like in the, might have been the 80s? I think it's the 80s. Maybe even early 90s. But yeah, it was The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. It was live action, wasn't a cartoon or anything, and it was The Silver Chair. But yeah, I remember checking that one out at the library. Okay, so clearly, I mean, as humans, we're fallible and things are going to line up perfectly. So this is... Sounds good, Kimmy. Thanks for hanging out. So this is where we're going to kind of refine everything a little bit, so that we know where we want our ink to go. But he wasn't super young, so I'm pretty sure it was post Doctor Who. Oh, that's right. I wanted to move this guy over too. Didn't even know there was a Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe series. My 4th grade teacher read those to us. Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, the series was kind of cheesy, but when you watch something like that as a kid, it kind of sticks with you, you know? So you can't help but enjoy it. Okay, I think I moved him to right about there. There we go. Oh, no, I put him a little too high. Dang it. I remember seeing Tom first time in Doctor Who. When I searched Doctor Who a few years ago, didn't know there was a new series. I found episodes that were before Tom. I never knew there was a... when I was a kid. Oh, yeah. Well, in that case, if you don't mind my asking, Green, and you can say I'd rather not answer because really it is none of my business. But, how old are you? And again, if you do not feel like answering, you don't have to. Okay. There we go. That's good enough. 42? Okay. See, I had no idea. Alright, now let's do this here. By the way, I'm still reeling off that colorless blender pencil idea. That was just genius. There we go. She's coming together. So mostly, I don't feel like I'm going to need to retrace everything. I just kind of want to make sure that the lines that are maybe a little faded, I want to make sure they're nice and clear for when I go over with the ink so that I don't miss anything. And that all of the seams match up as well. This should look pretty cool by the time we're all done. See, like this is off a little bit, so we're gonna re-sketch that, fix that a little bit. My best friend was a huge Doctor Who fan from her time living in Oz, and she had seen every episode from the old series. Yeah, I think they have the old series on Amazon, so I was able to go through that and kind of catch up and watch, and so that was really enjoyable. They don't have absolutely all of the episodes, but if you're wanting to get an idea of what the original series was like, this is a good thing to watch. This one was way lopsided, wasn't it? So what about Doctor Who made you fall in love with it? For me, it was those Daleks from my childhood. Oh, gosh. Well, first of all, since I love sci-fi anyway, the fantasy of it behind, you know, going on a spaceship through time and space, you know, that you can go anywhere at any time kind of thing. Just all of that is just, you know, super exciting. They have classic Doctor Who on Pluto TV and it's free. Oh, okay, cool. I'll have to check that out. But also just David Tennant's character in general, like, because the very first time that I watched it, you know, it was the very first episode of the newer series with Rose, and honestly, I was a little, like, turned off by it, but part of it was the production value, because, hey, it was shot in the 90s, and, you know, very 90210, you know, and it wasn't, you know, shot that well. And then I was talking with some friends of mine who also enjoyed Doctor Who, and I was just like, you know, like, I don't understand what the big deal is. And they're like, please, just give it another shot. I was like, okay. So I sat down, and I made it through the first season, and then I met David Tennant, and I was just like, oh man, I love this so much. So I didn't even know much about David Tennant before that, and it was just absolutely, like, it was cheesy but fun, sort of like the original Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Exactly. Abby says, Emily, the drone is beautiful. Need to go. Thank you for streaming. Good night, Abby. Thank you so much for hanging out. But yeah, once I got past it's kind of like the same with Star Trek. You know, once you get past the first 2 seasons, then things start to pick up, and it's not, you know, nearly as painful. See, this little guy is not too shabby here. Let's make sure we can see his legs. There we go. sum it up. I think we just need to fix this side now. There we go. Okay. Okay, we're just about ready for this middle section here. All right, let's zoom on out and take a gander at what we got going on here. Okay. I haven't seen the hitchhiker, no. Honestly, Greg Blazer, until you sent the correction, all I read was good to all that are leaving. Like, good, you're all going. Thanks, Chai. It's, you know, it's hard sometimes to put it all together, but once it starts to come together, then you get a real strong idea of what it looks like, you know? Okay, so we're gonna leave the little triangle thing there because now it's time for us to pull out our book again. Okay? And the last thing we're going to do is go over with ink. So if you don't mind bearing with me, my goal is to finish this tonight. I know it's getting late. It's 10:31, but I've gone later before. I think I've gone as late as 11:30. And I think we could get this done in another hour. Okay, let's see. Which one did I decide on? Yeah, I think it was this one. Okay. So we're gonna do this one here, something kind of nice and simple for the middle here, okay? So, why don't we read over what she says about the posies here real quick, okay? Not going anywhere. Sounds good, JoBeth. All right, posies. She says, these three simple little flower and leaf posies are easy to draw and oh so pretty. Perfect for embellishing a handwritten letter or doodling on a notebook. Follow the steps below or mix things up and create your own unique combinations of flowers and leaves. And see that last line, so I was kind of talking about before when we were drawing the flowers. It's not about, you know, copying exactly, but she's giving you the tools to learn and create your own. I mean, just like this. There was no snowflake, floral snowflake in there, but, you know, I might have to color this one too. I think it's going to look pretty cool in the end. Okay, so we're just going to do this top one here, all right? And it's simple enough. We're starting with just a circle, okay? So we're going to start with, because we want to make sure we leave enough room for the petals. And it just looks like a hot mess right now, but I promise once we start adding ink, this is all going to come together. All right, and then we've got the smaller petals here, okay? So we got one. Let's see. Zoom in just a tad here, get this in focus. Okay. Okay. 2, 3, 4. All right. So that was that first step. Let's see if I can get in there. There it is. Okay, now we're going to move on to this, and we're adding 2 petals in between each of those, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've come this far. I kind of feel like it'd be almost a disappointment if we didn't finish it on stream, you know? Hi, Patricia. Hello, everyone. He's here for about 20 minutes and just realized I forgot to say hello. Hello. It was kind of a scary series. It was like a guy hitchhiking, and each week he would tell a creepy or scary story. Kind of like, oh, yeah, see, no, I couldn't do that. I can't do scary. I'm too sensitive. Hi, Laura. We're working on a floral snowflake here for today's Inktober theme. It was an idea that I'm hoping pans out in the end, but I think we're good. Open by Google Assistant now? Sorry. All right. Okay, so then we just have adding these bigger. Now we're not going to do the leaves because we wanted something kind of round to fit in the middle, but we might do something a little bit different. So, but we're going to go ahead and do step 3 here. Okay. And we're just using the middle of each of the little petals as kind of our gauge for our larger petals. Okay. There we go. All right, now this isn't quite as big as I had intended. So we do have some space here where we could add something else. The question is, what do we want to add? I'm thinking maybe some leaves, okay? So we're gonna move the book now. Let's see. I love scary stories. I'm subbed to a bunch of creepypasta channels. Creepypasta? I know Laura says creepypasta. Do I even dare ask? I'm right there with you. Let's see. I'm curious too, Laura. When you zoom out, Emily, we really see the whole... Yeah, see, when you can see the whole thing, and there's some faded parts, so I think it's really going to pop once we start adding the ink. Aw, thanks, Laura. What's creepypasta? I mean, I don't like creepy things, but I am curious about creepypasta. Like, is it how to make pasta with creepy shapes? Creepypasta is the collective name for creepy stories. Nothing mysterious. It was named after a website that collected them. That collected creepy stories? Now I feel like they need to make creepypasta. Alright, so let's get nice and in focus here. We've got lots of little sketches and smudges here. You have to look it up on YouTube, Laura. The one I'm subbed to, they draw while they tell the story. Interesting. It's very interesting. All right, so we're going to create some little vines here to kind of help with the flow of the snowflake. See, and this is great because you guys are kind of seeing it afterwards. If you decide to do this, then you'll know, oh, I want to add vines here, you know? Creepypasta would have to involve squid ink. Oh, most definitely. See, and I may get these all drawn here and like change my mind on the vines too. Actually, it might work. It might work. I think this could work. Aw, thanks, Laura. I know, it's like when you're doing it, it's like, is this gonna come together? Is this gonna work? When I originally did it, I had too many, it wasn't 6, I had like 8 on there, and I asked my husband, I was like, something about this doesn't look right. And he's just like, oh, well, you need just 6. And I was like, oh yeah, that solves the problem. You know what we could do here is just extend this stem of the calla lily. There we go. Let's see if that's the... Yeah, there we go. Yeah, crystalline divides into 6s. See, I didn't even think about that. I was just like, okay, how can I do this pattern? And I was just like, something doesn't. So I was showing them earlier. I used my program, my iPad that automatically does it. So I quickly sketched out, like I thought I wanted to do the flying thing, but we ended up doing the beetle instead. So this was like my sort of, my layout, my pattern, because I was using, I guess I didn't even show you this one. I got the idea by looking in Johanna's Christmas because she did a snowflake with reindeer. But I wanted to, because the book's coming out and today's theme was snow, I wanted to use everything from the How to Draw Inky Wonderlands. I'm trying to find, I had another one printed out where it was too many, but now I have no idea where I put it because I am the queen of disorganization. Oh, here it is. Here it is. It just fell down. Okay, so this is what I was toying with first, and I was like, why does it look wrong? And I realized because it's too square, because I had too many. Inktober prompt today? Yes, Laura, it will. So I've been doing, I don't know if you've seen on the Instagram, but I've been doing all of my Inktober's in Johanna theme. So these are just a couple of them. This is Swing. This is Frail. This is Enchanting, or was Enchanted. It's like an enchanted doorway. And this is Pattern. I've started doing them on these 6x8s. And so when I'm all done, I've already redrawn all of my previous ones digitally so that they'll look a little bit nicer. And yes, you have. That's right. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to release them after Inktober is done. Okay, so here is still waiting for the dog. Well, see, the whole idea is to emulate her, and the only dog that Johanna has ever worked with is that dog that she drew all those designs on. She hasn't actually drawn a dog. So I can't emulate a dog if I haven't seen how she draws a dog, you know? Okay. I don't know, I just thought it was kind of fitting considering, you know, with how to draw coming out. It's like, all right, well, if we're gonna be drawing, let's draw this in Johanna theme here. I realized that I didn't add the rest of the designs on the wings here. We're gonna do that real quick. All right, so these middle ones down here, they've got little things like this. Exactly, yeah. For Husky, I did. Oh, I made a copy of it because the kids wanted to. Where did I put it? For Husky, I did a crab. Now I don't know where I put it. But this was half of it here. But for Husky, I did a crab because I took the meaning as strong. And since crab claws are so strong, I was like, oh, well, that works. Let's see, I've got it here somewhere. I'm so disorganized. Yeah, so I did the crab because he's got strong claws. So I did, let's see. Let's pull this up real quick. Let's see. Okay, so I did, this was the first day, because this, I think, yeah, Ring was the first one. Here, we can zoom in a little bit. That was Ring. And these were like before I decided what paper I was going to do these on and everything. And then this was Mindless, because it was just, you know, you're just drawing mindless vines. And then this was Bait. So, you know, that one was pretty simple. And then we had Freeze. So see, I already done Snow, so I know I needed to think outside the box with that one. And then this was Build. And then, okay, here's the Crab. That was the Crab for Husky. And then you've already seen the other ones with Enchanted, Frail, and then Pattern and all that. I really need to get them all in one place. But anyway, so oh, thanks, Laura. Yeah, this one's definitely been the most challenging one, I think, so far. The pattern one kind of got me started in it, but this one's definitely been the most challenging, to be sure. But it's nice because not all of the words are something obvious that I can choose for Johanna stuff, and so it's definitely making me think outside the box a little bit, you know? Forcing me kind of out of my comfort zone. And that's the whole idea behind this whole, you're still, you need to, oh, thanks, Chai. Oh, thanks, Katara. I have some pages that I've drawn myself. I have them. I haven't, you know, thoroughly decided what I'm gonna do. I think I may do like an Etsy thing eventually, but I also feel like my drawing style has improved since I drew them last. So I kind of feel like I need to revisit them and upgrade them a little bit to a little bit more of what my style is now. Because a lot of the pages that I drew like, yeah, that's what I'm thinking of, Laura. I got the idea from you, actually, since you were able to do yours individually like that. I was like, well, that's something doable. You know, it's not like you trying to sell a whole book. But like I said, I think I want to update them and upgrade them a little bit. Now that I've learned a lot of new things, I think that there are a lot of improvements to be made on them. So I think that I want to rework a number of them before I, you know, release them to the public. I know, right, Laura? The trick is, though, because I enjoy drawing Johanna stuff so much, I have to be careful that I'm not so influenced by her drawing style that mine and hers kind of mesh together and I lose what makes mine different, if that makes sense. Like, I really enjoy drawing her stuff, and it comes, I'm like that too, it comes, I don't know, it comes not easily, but I can look at what she's done and be like, oh yeah, that, you know, that makes so much sense, kind of thing, and then want to turn around and add that to my page, just like, wait a minute, but that wasn't my original idea. This is, you know, this is her talent. This is her idea. So I think that if I put out my own pages to sell, I need to make sure that I'm not just emulating her style, you know? I need to make sure that I keep some of me in there. I think she created the book so that you could learn from her. I don't think she'd mind if you did it however you wanted. That's true. Using style is okay to sell if you're not just copying the same thing someone else creates. That's true. Being honest as you go along, you'll develop your own style. Oh, most definitely, Retta. I think everyone knows you're influenced by her, and I think it's cool. It's almost impossible not to be. I love her stuff so much. It's absolutely amazing. Well, and when I first started making my own color pages, she was so sweet. I messaged her and I was like, hey, you know, I've had a lot of encouragement. People want me to, you know, make my own books. And so, you know, I drew up a couple pages. Could I send them to you and see what you think? So she did. And she gave me a lot of just really valuable insight that I reference all the time. And it's just like, that email is like gold to me. Johanna makes it look so easy with basic shapes. In art, you start basic shapes and go from there. Exactly. You'll end up emulating a lot of people as you learn. Oh, yeah, most definitely. But yeah, so I think I just want to be real sure that whatever I'm putting out there, I'm thoroughly happy with, you know? That I'm proud to put out there, and I don't look at it and be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have, you know. I don't know, maybe, you know, as an artist, you're your own worst critic, so maybe you never actually reach that point. I draw huge inspiration from Mucha, and I'm not ashamed to say it. Okay, I think I've traced over everything well enough. We've added all our little extra embellishments, so folks, I think it's time for the scary part. I'm taking pages out of a lot of people's books, trying out new things in my sketches and drawing, working towards where I want to be. Exactly, and I think it really does help your brain to grow, which is why I think I'm enjoying this Inktober so much, because, like I said, I'm drawing things I never would have considered. I would have never considered a floral snowflake. You think snow, you think ice, you think crystals, but you know, I was just like, okay, I'm challenging myself to stick to this theme for these items, and it's just sort of come around. Okay, so I want to figure out what width. Because this is so small, I'm only going to be using 2, 1, and 0.05. I'm using the Staedtler pigment liners. But before I do that, I want to double check how thick they actually are. That is true, Loretta. That is very true. It's 1. Well, see, this is the first Inktober that I've ever done, so I was just like, okay, I need to stick with this. Okay, I think we're going to use 1 and 0.05. You can always say inspired by Johanna Basford if you sell pictures. That's true. That's true. Okay. All right, folks. Now's the scary part. Dun, dun, dun. All right, let's go ahead and start in the middle, shall we? See, this is also what I like about digital. It's much more forgiving. Okay, if I get quiet during these, it's just because I'm concentrating. And I apologize if I cover it a little bit too much, but if I don't, then my hands get... You can do the thing! All right. Moment of truth, people. How well is this all going to pan out? Aw, thanks, Laura. Well, normally I'd probably end it right about now, but I'm not going to. We're going to keep going until this is done. I don't think it'll take me too long to ink all of this. But I'm also not going to rush it and chance messing it up, especially after how long it took to ink all of these, or to sketch all this out. Well, and highly detailed, like realistic drawing has never been something that I was good at. So this kind of simplistic style of Johanna's really kind of fits the bill, you know? Pansies are winter flowers that bloom all winter. Oh, there you go. Thanks, Mia. Because normally, even after stream, I'd want to finish this just because this is the one for today. And so I would just stay up after stream and finish this anyway, so I might as well just stay up on stream and finish this with you guys. The only thing I have to get up for tomorrow is a chiropractor. I love inking. I have inked t-shirts and then painted them in. Oh, that sounds like fun, Patricia. The great thing about the chiropractor that I go to is before you go to get adjusted, you go and get a half-hour massage, which I know sounds spoiled, but no joke, they help like with headaches so much. It's amazing. Oh dear, I just heard a baby kitten either under the floor or outside my window. I know little mama had hers this week somewhere, no clue where. Oh no! I'm such a sucker for a kitten. Actually had to bathe my cat today, and amazingly, I got like barely any water out of the tub. Good morning, Cindy! I got barely any water out of the tub. I got no scratches, and my clothes were pretty much dry. Now, a lot of these inner details I'm going to save for the .05 pen. But he had gotten really messy and was in need of a bath, and so I was pretty impressed with how I did it. I like ink too, that's why I like doing pointillism pieces. Oh, most definitely. I'll worry myself stupid till I know where they are. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Loretta. So that's the middle. Oh yeah, the coloring is great. Definitely. All right, let's see. Where's the original butterfly? I think this is the original butterfly. Let's do the original butterfly first, okay? Oh yeah, the skunks. Again, if I get quiet, it's just because I'm concentrating. And I know I'm spinning it a lot, but I have to have my hand in a comfortable position. Otherwise, they aren't aggressive Katara, but Loretta has, they've gotten sprayed before, and I think that's what she's trying to avoid. But if I don't have my hand in a comfortable position, then it can shake, or I can lose grip, or whichever. So I apologize if I'm making anybody dizzy But if I don't spin it to where it's at a comfortable angle, then these lines will not come out as well as I would have liked. Fun ride, I know, right? How'd your cat get messy? Okay, well, to be perfectly honest, I had to take him to the vet today, and I didn't know that he had a full bladder when we left, and he freaked out, and he went in his kennel, and it was a lot, and it smelled, and it wasn't the situation where I could just bring him home and let him clean himself. He was just that messy. And so, yeah, after the vet, I had to bring him straight home and get him clean, because then I had to go get my son from school. So that was my morning this morning. But yeah, so it was just that he had a little, I don't want to gross anybody out, you know, it was a kitty cat accident at the vet. So Inktober has helped me get my draw on. So far I've done every prompt each day, and I think that's a record consecutive days drawing for me. That's awesome. Yeah, and it wasn't exactly a smell I could let him walk around the house in. So that's the first time I've ever bathed them. I don't generally bathe the cats because they don't usually need it, but every now and then something occurs. A cat test. Oh man, either it's late or that really was hilarious. I was not expecting it. That catastrophe. Oh man. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh my goodness. Catastrophe. Oh man. Yeah, Mia, I don't make a habit of it. I can't remember the last time I had to bathe one of our cats, but I actually got it done really easily. I took a full-size, I know, right, Mia? I took a full-size towel and I put it over him. I didn't wrap him up in it, but I put it over him and then just kind of held the front near his chest so that he could feel the weight of the wet towel on him to kind of help calm him and everything, because I really only needed to clean his underside and his legs and everything. So, so yeah, I had the towel kind of over him and it kind of helped to calm him. And then I was able, you know, I had about 2 inches of water in the tub. And so I was able to, you know, get the shampoo, you know, get him wet, get the shampoo on his underside and then rinse him that way. But yeah, it went surprisingly well. He didn't like meow or anything. He's really a pretty chill cat. Okay, and then we're gonna, let's see. Oh yeah, I missed these lines too. Yeah, poor kitty. But he did really well, and you know, I towel dried him, and then he dried himself off the rest of the way. You know, we got some specific kitty shampoo from the vet and everything, and yeah. I was nervous, Jo Beth, but it was either that or I was gonna have to let him traipse around the house all stanky and stuff, and well, that wasn't gonna happen. Bathing affair is worse. They become quantum creatures and slip switching droplets of water, somehow redirecting them onto you. I believe it. I believe it. But yeah, he did really, really well. I was very impressed. But after the vet and that, the poor little thing was just exhausted. So I gave him some treats when we were done, and he went and napped for a good portion of the day. By the evening, he was kind of back to his normal self. This is too bright, isn't it? This needs to be brought down just a tad, I think. There we go. Is that too dark now? Let me know. Did you like it brighter? I'm sure he knew you were moving the mess room, so he let you. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. The poor poor little thing. You know, I wiped down his kennel the best I could, but because it was on his fur, you know, it still smelled in there, so I had to get him home and get him bathed right away. But he's a pretty good kitty. Yeah, it still seems kind of dark. We're gonna, I think it was just, yeah, that's better. Okay, all right, now let's move on to Calla Lily here. So we can see kind of how that's, yeah, that's gonna look cool when it's all done. Very neato. Straight lines I get most nervous about because that's when the wobbliness can happen. There we go. Trying to move it slowly too, so you don't all get too dizzy. But we've come this far. Now we just gotta finish it, right? It's always at this stage too that I'm excited to see what it looks like in the end, you know? I liked it brighter because the ink was making it pop. Yeah, I think we're gonna... There you go, that's a little bit better. And we're gonna lower this just a tad. There we go. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Trying to move it slowly, not super fast, so I'm not making anyone too dizzy. Okay. Get one of these little bug guys in, shall we? And one of the other things you can do too, if you have a softer pencil and you're worried about smearing it, you can always just take a blank sheet of your layout paper and slide it along the paper and have your hand rest there as you're going along. Hindsight, I probably could have waited for the 0.05 for these details on the inside, but that's okay. If at any point you guys want me to zoom out so you can see the whole thing, let me know. bad for him after we bathed him because our other cat, I don't think she liked how he smelled because it wasn't normal. And so she kept hissing at him afterwards. I was like, oh. I wondered if it would have helped if I had bathed her too so that she smelled the same as him. But with my luck, it probably would have just made her mad. I realized I forgot this line. Take a look here. See, it's coming along. Coming along, coming along. Make sure I'm not missing anything here. I said she probably would have felt insulted. She'd be like, "What are you doing? I don't stink. He does." I know, right? Like I'm punishing her for him being stinky. I'm like, well, now you both smell funny, so you can't get mad. Good logic, right? I think she forgave him eventually. They're not sleeping in the same place right now, but it's also because I don't always let him in here when I'm streaming, just because I don't trust him with all the cords. He has a tendency to chew then. Okay. A little wobbly line there. Totally thrilled with, but that's okay. We're gonna keep moving. Keep moving. Come this far, I have to get it done tonight, right? How can we not? Seriously, Green, you saved my bacon with that colorless splendor. It's funny listening to her talk to herself. What, me? Listening to me talk to myself? They do a little bit, Donna. Well, I'm glad I can be entertaining for you, Green. See, what I need to do is come up with random questions when we run out of things to talk about when I've been streaming for, you know, almost 3 hours. We're past the tutorial stage and now just like, let's get this filled in, you know? Do like, would you rather questions? All right. Okay, I got one. Don't stop now, it adds character to the drawing. All right. Okay. Would you rather eat an entire gallon of peanut butter? Oh, no way, Mia. No, I'm on a roll because I just keep going. I just keep doing this. If I left, I would just keep doing this afterwards. All right. So, would you rather? And you have to choose one. You can't not choose one. You have to choose one. Okay. So, would you rather eat an entire gallon of peanut butter? Also, Mia, if you do want to go to bed, it's fine too. You don't need to feel obligated to stay. But I also know it's like 2 hours earlier there, so don't feel as bad. Because it's 9:11 there. Okay, so would you rather eat an entire gallon of peanut butter, or let's see, what's an equivalent? Give me a sec. Okay. Would you rather eat the entire gallon of peanut butter, or how much is inked? Almost half. And then we gotta add a few little details, but we're getting there. Okay, an entire gallon of peanut butter, or four cups of mayonnaise. Okay, so you either have to eat an entire gallon of peanut butter or 4 full cups of mayonnaise. Nothing else with it. You just have to eat it. So you have to choose gallon of peanut butter or 4 cups of mayonnaise. What would you choose? Peanut butter? Peanut butter? Okay, that's fair. Oh, it's 12:14. Oh, goodness, Donna. Everybody chooses peanut butter. Yeah, I think I'd have to also. I don't think I could get past all the mayonnaise. None. That's not how you play the game, Mia. You have to choose one. Oh, man. Yeah, that was gross. Okay. You can only choose one form of entertainment. If you choose one, you can't have the other. Okay? So, would you rather have to watch the same movie for the rest of your life and not read any books? So you'd have to watch the same movie for the rest of your life. No TV shows, no loopholes. This is the only entertainment that you can have with TV versus books. So you would either have to watch, how do you keep a steady hand? Mine would wobble doing the tracing. I make sure my hand is on the ground. I also grip the crap out of the pen. Some artists would probably tell you that's maybe not great, but for me, with slightly shaky hands, it's the only way that I keep it. I also, if I can feel as I'm starting to turn that my hand doesn't feel comfortable, like if I were to go here, I would stop right here because I don't feel comfortable making this turn and stopping where I want to because my hand no longer feels comfortable. So what I do is I go, then I stop, and then I turn again. Make sure your hand feels comfortable where it's turning at. So yeah, you can only watch one movie the rest of your life and not read any books, or only read one book the rest of your life and not watch any TV. TV of any kind. We're talking movies, shows. That's it. Like if you choose a show, it would be like one episode of one show. I can't even eat a tablespoon of mayo by itself. There you go. Jonas says neither. Ack. But yeah, I make sure that my hand feels comfortable. If my hand starts to feel strained or anything, read book. All right, that's fair. If my hand starts to feel strained, then I don't feel I can confidently create my lines without wobble. Movie, okay. Like doing this wing in one continuous line, that was pushing it. I'd pick a big fat book. There you go. I would read the book, the dictionary. Oh, there you go. There you go. I think I'd probably go with book 2. Because I feel like the actors would, like, irritate me after a while. Okay, alright, back on the book topic then. If you were on a deserted island and you could only bring one book series with you, what book series would it be? Doesn't matter if there's loads of books to it. You can only pick one series. Like for me, I would probably choose Harry Potter. Only because I love Harry Potter and I've always loved Harry. I gag, lol. So you can only bring one book series with you to this deserted island. Lord of the Rings. Oh, that's a good one, Green. I like that one. Absolutely Harry Potter. I know, right, Cindy? World's largest book? What's the world's largest book, Donna? I feel like this is probably an answer I should know. But it's 11:16 and I don't know it. Harry Potter nerd? Yeah, I'm right there with you, Cindy. There you go, Pat. All right. That works. There's all kinds of stories in there. The Gunslinger series from Stephen King. Okay. I've heard of it. I haven't read it. Okay, then let's switch it around. You could only take one movie series. Okay. No, I take it back. Not movie series. One show. Doesn't matter how many seasons are on it, but you can only take one show with you to watch. Not movies. We're talking show. I've all paper books, ebooks, CD, Blu-ray posters. Oh, okay, awesome. Dark Tower series, not Gunslinger. Gunslinger was the first. Gotcha. Not into books, mostly just fashion magazines. Really, Mia? That's cool. Do you have any interest in design, Mia? Or is it just you enjoy looking at it, or Doctor Who? Yeah, yep. Maybe that one was a tad wobbly. It's alright. Wobbly lines give him character, right? Paul's at the door for his snack. We're getting there, folks. Almost. Then after we get this main part inked in here, this is us. Oh, yeah, that's good. Then we're going to add all of our other little details. But I think it's looking a lot like a snowflake. I like it. I picked the Louis L'Amour series for the island. My dad used to love reading those. He had them scattered all over the house. I don't know if he still does. Dad was very much into westerns. It's where I got my love of John Wayne, Tom Selleck. Tom Selleck is a good-looking man. Just saying. Right up there with, what is it, Sam Elliott? Downton Abbey. Ooh. Patricia, have you seen the movie? Can't answer since I don't know what shows are on TV. That's fair. Well, it doesn't even have to be what's on currently TV. Donna, was there a show that you enjoyed watching when you did watch TV? I don't know. Maybe the Walking Dead series, but Doctor Who has Claire Oswald. That is also very true, Green. Or is it Osborne? No. Because remember, you meet her all the different times. She's like, Oswald. Yeah, Clara Oswald, that's what it is. See, I haven't seen it. A couple of friends and I, we were gonna go, and then we all got busy and stuff happened and whatnot, so we haven't actually seen it yet. Gotham. Okay, very nice. Oh my gosh, we're getting so close, you guys. And gals. So close. Oh, we missed a flower there. First thing that came to mind was Gilligan's Island, because I want to, like they had, there you go. Hey, if you're stranded on a desert island, Gilligan's Island might not be a bad idea. I mean, ignore all the shenanigans and everything. Has anybody ever heard of Bear Grylls? He's like a survivalist. The new Will Smith movie looks awesome. See, I'm apprehensive about the new Will Smith movie only because I don't know how well, because they use digital de-aging on him. And the commercials haven't totally sold me on the quality of it. So I don't know if that would, like, ruin it for me. You know what I mean? Monarch of Glen. I can't really remember. Well, that's cool. I'll have to look that one up. I'm not familiar with it. Let's see, make sure I'm still in frame. Hamish Macbeth. That works. Oh my goodness, we're getting so close. I'm gonna have to go get a snack after this. I'm hungry. Gemini Man, it does look really good. Thanks, Pat. Yeah, here, we can zoom out. We're not quite done with it yet. We're adding all of the ink now, and then we're gonna use a slightly smaller pen to add the rest of the little details. But yeah, this is our little floral snowflake. We're getting there. We are so close. That's why we're streaming so much later than we usually do, because I really just want to finish it. I think one of his best movies is I Am Legend. Okay, you remember how I said I can't do horror? I did watch it. I did. And I'm not gonna lie, it gave me nightmares. I can never watch it again. I just can't. Those just post-apocalyptic zombie movies, I just can't do. I just can't. Really, any apocalyptic stuff, it just scares the crap out of me. I don't know. Maybe I'm a big baby. I just can't handle it. Cannot. I'd rather go watch something feel good, you know? Cookies time! Oh, now I want some cookies. Yeah, I've never been able to do scary. Like, even suspenseful stuff. Like, I'm the kind of person that wants to know how a movie ends. Like, those of you that are hardcore Marvel fans may, like, shake your head at me. But I know everybody was like trying to avoid spoilers for which characters died in the last Avengers movie, but I hate suspense. So I looked it up before I went. And it didn't ruin the movie for me. It's like I can almost enjoy it more knowing how the outcome is, you know? I don't know, is that weird? Like if I'm watching a movie I haven't seen at home, or like a show, I'm constantly like Wikipedia and be like, oh, well, what happens to this character? Do these two characters get together? Like, I want to know this. I don't want to have to wait all the way through. Because then also, if it's a show, like, I want to know kind of how it's going to turn out a little bit to see if it's worth me spending my time and investing in watching the entire series. You know, it's just like, oh, well, that character's going to die and that character's going to die and they're not going to work out. Like, what's the point, you know? Which is why I'm not entirely sure how far into Grey's Anatomy I'm going to get. I hated zombie movies slash shows until I saw Zombieland with Woody Harrelson. Okay, I've seen the commercials for that. I do enjoy Woody Harrelson. I'm the same way. I've not seen any Avengers movies. Okay, well, hopefully I didn't spoil anything for you. It's not everybody likes to have it spoiled. Like, people were up in arms, man, trying to, like, keep from finding out what happened, but I'm like, you guys are crazy. I want to know who dies. I don't enjoy suspense. I just want everybody to have a happy ending. You stopped watching Grey's? What season did you stop watching Grey's at? I like knowing the ending of movies. Yes, see? Exactly. Me too. Alright, we are going to grab our 0.5 now. Because I'm on season 7 now? Okay, yeah, see, I'm dreading the McDreamy portion. I haven't gotten there yet. We'll see if I can hang on after that. I'm not sure if I'll be able to or not. I know it's coming. I know it's coming. I'm trying not to look and see when exactly. When it gets closer, I probably will. But, yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to hold on after that. Because I know there's a lot of stuff coming up, but I don't know how long I'll be able to hold out after that happens. After you left, I was out. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I know they've got new episodes that are still going, and I think that Miranda Bailey's character is still around. Meredith. I think Alex Karev is still around. I think Sandra Oh's character leaves at some point, but I don't know how they ended that. I haven't looked up too much about her character. But of course, I don't want to spoil it for anybody that hasn't seen it. Yeah, it's still on. Yeah, because I think Hulu's running the most frequent, or the most current episodes of it. Make sure I'm doing this right, because I think this needs to go like... Me too, Mia. I was not happy at all with that, among others, but I still watched. Zombieland Double Tap is the second movie, if that's what you're talking about, Emily. It's the first one that came a long time ago. Yeah, I think that's what I've been seeing the commercials for. I just couldn't watch. Yeah, Mia, I have a sinking suspicion. I mean, just because the series is so long, so it's like, then I gotta ask myself, do I really want to watch the rest of the series without him? You know? It's like I barely held on to Doctor Who after, I just couldn't watch, like, The Good Doctor. Oh, I know, I know. Is The Good Doctor still going on, or has that been canceled? Alright, there's those details. Now I'm going to add a little bit of stuff to here. The Good Doctor, young Norman Bates. There you go. Yeah, still on new season? Okay, cool. A new Amsterdam? These Finelanders seem to be working good. The others must have been duds. That's what I'm thinking, Pat, because I haven't had any issues with these. Knock on wood. And these are the ones that Johanna sent me. So yeah, I must have just gotten duds. Maybe they were like on the shelf at Amazon for too long or something because, yeah, these are working fantastically. Trying to make sure I'm doing these same as the others. I like The Good Doctor too. Don't know what happened to it. I have to remind myself. It's been a little bit since I've seen it. You want to know what series I wasn't happy with the way it ended? Bates Motel was really scary, but Psycho was very scary when I was a kid. Yeah, see? I just can't do scary movies. I just can't. Like, if I ever watch anything that's remotely scary, I have to watch something, like, feel good afterwards, you know? Just to get my mind on it. Scary and me are not good friends. I'm still here holding my eyes open. Okay, Chai, we're closing in. We're closing in. We're gonna be done soon. So close. Like, part of me wants to zoom out, but I kind of don't, just so you guys can have the final reveal at the end when it's all done, you know? We are so close to being done. So close. I'm trying to remember what our longest stream was. Wasn't it almost like 4 hours? 3 hours, 45 minutes or something like that? Mia, I think you were there for that one. I think it was that marker, art marker one we were doing. I don't even know if we finished that page. I think I finished it off stream. Let's see, how did I do that for? I want to make sure. Some dots here. Okay. Tombow has new sizes in drawing pens. Oh, very cool. Let's see, get some dots there. Yeah, was I right, Mia? Was it about 3 hours, 45 minutes? I want to say that was the longest that we've ever gone. And it was funny because it kept going late enough that it started going into the times when the UKers started waking up. When I get the Inky Wonderlands book, but I'm not sure if I'll actually use it. I'm in the free workshop Johanna is doing. Well, you know, Chai, there's pages to just color too. From a collector standpoint, I couldn't not have it. Because even though, like, it wasn't guaranteed that she was going to send me one. I never know if it's going to happen until I get the email. So I always pre-order the books anyway, just in case, because I want to make sure that, you know, I have one and everybody else gets one. And I never want to assume that it's going to happen. I feel like that would be rude of me. You know what I think I want to add? Add some little lines here. This is kind of the fun part where you're going to just add the tiny little details, you know? Right now, 3 hours, 5 minutes. Yeah, 3 hours, 5 minutes, 11 seconds, something like that. It's about 3.5, yeah, I think so. here. Thanks, Laura. We're almost done. We are in the home stretch. We are just adding the last little details here. Let's see, make sure I'm not missing any of those. Okay, is there anything else I want to add to this? Just looking. Oh, I remember now. I'm gonna add some dots to here. Oh, there we go. I think I'll color this one for fun in the winter. Aw! Thanks, Laura. Okay, let's see. We're gonna add some little lines here. There we go. All right. Is that everything? I don't want to start erasing until I know for sure, because I think I'm going to wait to zoom out. So you guys can kind of see it in the little picture up here. Let's see, are we in as close as we can? Yeah. Okay, so I think everything's dry. Make sure I didn't miss anything. All right, we're going to go ahead and erase now, and then we'll do a full zoom out. Okay. Let's see, did I put little... Oh, I did miss a spot. This little area up here needs a couple little dots. There we go. Now, when I erase, it does lighten the ink just a little bit, but it's okay. If it really gets light in some spots, you can always go back over it with a little bit of pen and ink, you know? This is so cool. Goes out mad skills. Aw, thanks. I can already tell from the sketch. Aw. You're all so nice. I got a little smudge on there at some point. Oh well. It's all right. Yeah, because I want to wait to zoom out completely until everything is all done. We'll have our final reveal here. Oh, most definitely, Laura. And for the printout for everybody, I'm going to be redrawing these all digitally anyway, so that they have nice clean lines. Okay. All right. Get everything. Make sure we got everything. But it's something to be said. You like it hand-drawn? Okay, maybe I'll just scan them in. All right. Let's see. Okay. All right, moment of truth, people. Is everybody ready? I feel like we should get a drum roll going. All right, ready? There we go. Our floral snowflake. What do we think? Yes, scan. Okay. Minor cleanup, making the white done. There you go. Well, see, with some of my first ones too, they were drawn super teeny tiny. You could do a whole series out of snowflakes. That only took us about 3 hours. It really wasn't too bad, considering start to finish, you know? Yeah. Our floral snowflake. That's what it is. It's okay. Small is quick and fun sometimes. That's true. There's when you can actually participate and just say, oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah. Not too shabby, I think. I think that turned out pretty nice. I mean, it would make more sense to do it on square paper, but we're doing them all on these ones, so yeah. It's good. All right. Well, it is 11:39. Hard to believe you just made that, Emily. Aw, thanks, Donna. Well, you saw the beginning was a little rough when I was trying to get all of the angles correct and everything, and then get everything to line up. You love it hand-drawn too? Okay, okay. But, you know, it all came out, because this was, I showed them earlier, this was the quick sketch I did of just the idea that I had. Like, I used it on a maziograph so I could map out kind of where I wanted everything lined up, but this is the original. See, if it took me that long, I couldn't do it every day of Inktober. Well, they don't always all take 3 hours, but I enjoy doing it. I've redrawn pages 4 to 5 times. There you go. Anywho. All right, folks. Well, yes, I'm going to have a good snack. Good snack. Get some granola or something. All right. Well, thank you so much for all of you that stuck with me through this 3 hours, 11 minutes, and 30 seconds. Butterfly snowflake with some flowers. Yep. And, yeah, I guess I will see you all around. We are going to be live again Monday morning, where we are going to continue our Hiving the Inky Butterfly page. We got quite a bit done last time. I think we're going to work on some mushrooms on Monday, so that'll be good. It's wonderful. Can't wait to color it. Aw, thanks, Chai. All right, everyone. Well, you all have an absolutely wonderful night or morning, depending on where you're at. And I will see you all bright and early Monday morning, 9 a.m. Central Time, okay? So thanks, everyone, for hanging out. And I will chat with you all later. Bye.